Thank you, Benjamin. And thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity to come and speak to you about trade unions in their role in your organization or as your role as one of our members. Firstly, I would just like to say that I'm a nurse because sometimes people they do forget that I'm actually a nurse. I am a nurse, and I do a lot of stuff for UNISON. And I'm an activist. I think by now some of you have seen me on Facebook or in the streets. Yes, I do like to hold my placard and stand in a picket fence and campaigning for one thing or the next thing. So the reason I've come in today, especially for this session, Rumbi did ask me to come and join because Rumbi is aware of some of the things that I've done in the background and some of the things that I continue doing. One of it being that there have been a lot of issues regarding international recruitment and the problems people have been facing. So I did listen to some previous speakers, and I think we've had good discussions so far about the expectations from an employer when they bring people over. And obviously, we did talk about money and pay slips and human resources, about our hours and annual leave and deductions and all sorts of things, which I know that they do help when we move into a foreign territory when we come over here. So the first thing that I want to say is unions in their role. I know that people are coming from different countries, and I know that we are heavily Zimbabwean on this conference, but I know that I've seen some people that are outside from United Kingdom, from Zimbabwe. One of the things that I always have to say to people is, as employers, you should give your employees an opportunity to join a union. And to you people that have come to work in the United Kingdom for our employers, you have a right to belong in a union. It is legal. I know where people are coming from different countries where being in a union can mean a lot of things. It can mean death. It can mean arrest. Some people have disappeared by just being unionists. So in this country, in this United Kingdom, it is very legal for you to be in a union, and it is sanctioned by the government. And employers, a lot of employers do believe in unions. And I want to take the myth about unions that we are only there to make noise or we are only there when there's a problem. That's not only what we do. We also work with employers in the background. We review policies with you guys, employers. We do review policies with you guys. We suggest things that needs to be added. If there's any problems or anything like that, we bring them to you before they actually become a problem, or when we see a potential problem, we bring that over. Health and safety, we assess your workplaces, we assess all of those things. We do that so that you as an employer are working within the law, and also for your employees so that they can come and work in a safe, conducive environment. So those are some of the things we do in the background. We also lobby the government on a lot of policies, on a lot of changes. So we speak with NHS England, NHS Improvement. We speak with the Minister for Department of Health and Social Welfare, Home Office. We do all sorts of things because UNISON is a public sector union. So we cover all jobs that are public sector. So we've got police officers in UNISON, we've got social workers in UNISON, we've got nurses in UNISON, we've got midwives in UNISON, therapists in UNISON, we've got carers, nurses, porters. Anybody that works within the public sector can become a member of UNISON. Later on, I'll probably ask one of the hosts to put a link for people to join UNISON in the chat so that if anybody is interested in joining UNISON, you can do so. UNISON is not a lone trade union within the United Kingdom. We've got other unions. We've got Unite, we've got GMP for nurses, there's Royal Colleges for therapies, for midwives, for nurses. There's all sorts of unions. If you're interested in joining one, and if you don't know which one to pick, you can go on the TUC website and you can see all the unions that are there. And then you can pick one that is that you would want to be a member of, because it comes with other perks that comes with it. So when you become a member for one of the unions, I will talk about UNISON because I am UNISON and I understand what UNISON does. So when you join UNISON today, you've got access to immigration experts. Our members can access immigration experts, and that is for you and your family. So you've got that that at the tip of your hands, really. You can also have solicitors for employment issues or for other personal issues. And if it's something that isn't covered by the employment contract where you need solicitors, you actually get the solicitors at a discounted rate because you're a member. So there is that. Free will writing, those that need to write their wills as part of UNISON, you get that. We've got a death in service money if you die within, when you die, when you're still working and you're still a member of UNISON, we've got a large sum of money that you get as part of the subscription that you already do for UNISON. So there's a lot of things that is there. There's UNISON Learning. So if people want to learn, there's some courses that are there for members. But things that I might say might interest people that are on the call. Things like UNISON There For You. We've got There For You just to help people that are going through difficult times. So it might be a divorce, it might be going through financial problems, it might be bereavement, it might be stress, or you're a victim of domestic violence, and so forth. So UNISON There For You is there to assist you while you're going through this. We can put you through with counselors, we can put you with divorce aspects, and we can also assist you in paying some of your bills if you're one of our members. So we can pay things for like electricity, gas, we can pay council tax, we can buy white goods for people, fridges, stoves, and so forth. If you're going through a hard time, we do that in UNISON There For You program. We also, if you have been a victim of domestic violence, we're able to actually put you in a safe place. So we are able to house you and put you in a safe place while you sort out your life. So there's a lot of things that we do that I don't think my 10 minutes will actually give me the opportunity to say all the things that UNISON does. But the purpose of me being here is to talk about the problems some of you have been facing. I've heard about the good things, but it's about the bad things that are happening within the workplaces that people have been facing since they've migrated to the United Kingdom. So one of the things that have been talked about by one of the speakers is about social integration within the United Kingdom when you come from a foreign country. Social integration is very important because if you are not integrated in your society, it means that life is difficult. Where should I find the hair products? Where am I going to buy meat for my children? How do I register for a GP? How do I look for schools for my kids? How do I even go and get contraception? I've had people phone me and say, Gamu, I've just come from Zimbabwe and I don't know what to do. I need to have contraception. My husband is coming next week or my husband is here and I don't even know what to do. So those are some of the things that, if you incorporate them as part of your induction for the things that the thing is, we think that these people we're employing know about the things that we take for granted, the things that we've spent the last 2 decades learning about. They don't know about them. They do not know. One of the things that I can say that might actually make some of you laugh is about getting a trolley in a supermarket. I think 4 months after somebody had migrated to the United Kingdom, said to me, oh, Gamu, you know what? It took me 4 months. I didn't understand how people can get the trolley to actually use in the supermarkets. I could just see people go there, take the trolley, and they go. And they didn't understand how to actually get that trolley, that you needed a coin or a token to get that trolley to go and shop for their stuff in the supermarket. So it's those simple things that you as employers, you should be able to help your employees integrate into the United Kingdom so that they can have a better work and life balance, okay? So for unions, we've actually been getting and receiving a lot of complaints or issues that employees are facing within their new roles. Firstly, there is for employers that are within this call, there is the International Ethical Recruitment Code, and there's also a code of practice for international recruitment that the UK government follows. So this is one of the big piece of work that you as employers should be adhering to, because if you don't, you have got licenses to look after these people. Your license can be revoked. And we've seen agencies or companies that have had their license revoked because they've been breaching some of the rules that are within the code of practice or the ethical recruitment, the recruitment stuff. Okay. So those are some of the things as employers, you need to always remember that it is there, and your employees can actually do make a complaint or a grievance against you not taking or not considering the rules of the code of practice. As employers, you've got policies that you've said that your staff work within these policies so that they can give safe delivery of care to your clients. Some of you are not following your own policies. Some of you are making things up as you, and when you think it matters, some of you are not following your own policies, the policies that you've sent. Some of you have given these employees contracts when they were still in their home countries, and they come here, you totally disregard the contract that you gave them when they were still outside the United Kingdom, and then you give them a different contract. You're breaching some of the things that you've told Home Office that this is the contract they are going to have. Why are you changing your contracts to the people if you consulted them that you're going to change their contract? So it's those simple things that people are doing. Maybe it's because you lack the knowledge of some of these things, because this recruiting of people from outside the United Kingdom is new to others. But those that are experienced, they know that you cannot simply just change somebody's contract just because you can. No, you can't. You've got to follow a process of changing somebody's contract. There's working time directives. We all know that there's those that have been living in and working in the United Kingdom. There is working time directives. Part of the working time directives is about rest. How many hours should somebody rest between shifts? How many hours should somebody actually have in 2 weeks, in 13 days, in 17 days? People need to have 48 hours, 24 hours, depending on the cycle of their work. Some people need to have at least 10, 12 hours before the next shift. So are you following working time directives? These are the rules. They are legislation. They're the law. Are you following the law when you give your staff members these policies or this shift? They are entitled to rest, but some of you are having this godlike complex saying, I've brought you to the United Kingdom and I can send you back home. Yes, you can revoke their certificate of sponsorship. Yes, you can, but you need to follow the law until you revoke it. And when you revoke it, that person is given an opportunity to either look for another job or leave the United Kingdom. The Home Office does write you a letter and say, Gamu, look here, your certificate of sponsorship has been taken. We're giving you 30 days for you to leave the United Kingdom. Put your house in order and then you leave the United Kingdom. So unless you have revoked that certificate of sponsorship, you should follow the rules and laws, the policies that you've set, the legislation the government have put, the code of practice that the Home Office have set for you guys that are recruiting internationally. You need to follow the law. So a lot of the things that are happening is because people haven't been following their own policies. You recruit somebody, you told Home Office they're going to work 40 hours a week and you're going to be paying them 22,000 in a year. They come here, you put them on a zero contract. What is that? What are we doing? Why are you putting them on zero contract when you told the Home Office they'll be working for 40 hours and this is what they're going to be earning? So if you don't give them the job for them to do the 40 hours and then you just pay them for the 10 hours that you've given them to work, that is unlawful deduction of wages, because you have given them a contract saying that they're going to work 40 hours and you're going to pay them that amount of money. So whether you give them 2 hours, whether you give them 40 hours, you need to pay those employees because you've made a contract with them. This is what you've told the Home Office you're going to do. So pay them what you said in your contract. They are not 0 hours, people. They are not on 0 hours. They have a contract with you. Honor your contract. Some of you are making these carers pay for their own fuel to go and work in your workplaces. Why are they paying for their own fuel when they're doing work? They're paying, some of them are using their own car Fine. They're paying their own insurance. Fine. But is it a business insurance? What if your worker have an accident in that car going for a call for you? What are you going to do when they get hurt? Because they are using their car and their insurance as part of your workplace. Their car is part of your workplace. Why are you not insuring business insurance for them? They're not using it for personal use. When they use their car for personal use, then they pay for personal insurance. When they're using their cars for business, you need to pay their business insurance because that is an extension of your office. Their cars are an extension of your office. So those are some of these simple things that people are doing. I know you're a small organization. I know you don't have a lot of money that the bigger organizations have, but you are still obliged to follow the law. You're still obliged to do what is right, do what is ethically right. If it happens to you, if it happens to your child, would you accept that? That you go to work and you go around walking, doing domiciliary care, and you're putting 80, 100 pounds of fuel from your own pocket, and then you don't pay people back the fuel for them to go to work. How are you expecting them to do so? So there are a few things. I see Benjamin is back. I think he needs to put me out of this conversation. But all I can say is, whatever you do, employers, you have rules and regulations that are there that you need to follow. And it's the same things from the employees. When you sign a contract, you also need to honor that contract. You said you go to work, and yes, please do go to work and do the work. If you're not feeling okay, follow the policies of reporting absence to your managers. Follow the rules and do what you said you came here to do. So if we all do what we're supposed to be doing, if we all follow the policies, the contracts, all of that, ethical recruitment, code of practice, all of those things, we shouldn't be hearing all the discord that we keep hearing at the background. What people are doing, we shouldn't be facing any of that, because if you followed the law as an employer, you shouldn't be facing some of the things that we've been saying. And you, the employee, if you followed your contract, you shouldn't be in the problem that you're facing with your employer. So we all are equally accountable for the things that we say we're going to deliver to each other. It's a push and pull relationship. So you push, she pulls. So we are helping each other. No, don't tell me that you should have been in Africa and you should be in poverty as we are speaking. You should be very grateful I brought you into this country. No, your business is expanding. You're getting more money. You're getting more clients. And I've come to work. Yes, it's an opportunity for me to earn a living. I'm not coming here to sit down. I've come to work. And if I'm working for you, it's increasing your money. So let's balance the two things, and let's be fair, and let's be human. That's one of the things that frustrates me. Let's be human. Where has humanity gone? Where has humanity gone? Because some of the things that we hear, they are appalling and awful. They are very, very awful. You don't assist your employees to get houses. They don't have 3 years history that is required by estate agencies for them to get a house. So where are they going to stay? Where are they going to live? You're asking them to buy cars. They've just come from Africa. Are they holding 5,000 to buy a car that is reliable for them to actually work and be safe in there? Are we assisting them? Where do we think they're going to get this money from? So let's be realistic as employers when we put these things to our clients. And also as employees, please question some of these contracts before you write them. Don't just accept a contract without really going through that contract and understanding what is written there and what is expected for you. And when COSs are revoked, the code does say as an employer, the Home Office will reimburse you the few months that have been left on that COS. The Home Office actually gives you back your money, but you're charging it back to the employees. Why? Why are you doing that? So on that note, I say solidarity, and over to you, Benjamin.